Hey everyone. Earlier this week, I ended up getting a request for another assembly tutorial regarding springs. One of my subscribers by the name of Mike wrote an email to me, and he says the following. Stephen, first let me say thanks, and please keep the tutorial videos coming. I was wondering if you could show a little demo regarding springs. I am working on an assembly model and trying to fit/mate a spring into a clearance hole, and it just won't. I had grabbed the spring model from McMaster-Carr. I use them a lot for off-the-shelf parts, and they have great CAD models. Anyhow, I can't seem to get the spring to mate to my assembly correctly. Watching your videos, I did discover one error I made, as goes for dropping parts into assemblies, and thanks for the tutorial regarding assemblies/motion. Thanks, Mike. Alright. So, what Mike is talking about is this spring here, and he actually sent me a link to the piece. Anybody unfamiliar with McMaster, I definitely recommend looking into it. I'll take you on a brief little tour here of the site. Basically, all of these fasteners and little devices here generally come with a CAD model, so that way you can implement any of these pieces into your design and be assured that they'll work before you end up ordering anything. And not everything on here has a CAD model, but so far anything that I've ever needed for work or in these little side jobs I do sometimes, everything I've ever needed from here has a model. So basically what you do is, let's say you're looking for some bolts, and let's just pick any bolt. You can come in on McMaster, you can select material, grade, finish, any kind of features of the bolt, and obviously size. Now, once you pick a bolt you like, you can pick the part number, and a little crosshair with CAD that says CAD will show up. If you click product detail, it brings you to the main page of the item, and then up in the corner here you'll see 3D SolidWorks selected. I'm not sure what it is by default, but it remembers what I typically download. But anyway, you can click the drop down, and it's got quite a few 3D formats and 2D formats available. Now, once you download it, I have it set up so that SolidWorks will automatically open up the piece. If you don't have that set up, it'll download just like any file off the internet and dump into your downloads folder somewhere, and you'll just have to open it up and save it wherever you'd like it. Let's get back to Mike's spring here, which obviously I've already downloaded, so here it is. And springs are actually very simple to mate in assemblies. They're not difficult at all. Just a few little tricks to know. This particular model came with an axis feature inserted into it. So whoever modeled this spring was intuitive enough to know that when someone downloads their part, they're obviously going to need a few geometric tools to help them mate it in an assembly. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and turn on this axis to show it. And then I ended up modeling a block with the hole for the spring to sit in. There's my block right here. And we're going to make an assembly using this block. So I'm going to go File, Make Assembly from Part. And then just click the check mark to drop the part's origin onto the origin of assembly space. And then I'm going to go into Insert Components again, find my McMaster part. And you'll notice the axis isn't turned on right now in assembly space. And the reason that is because usually any kind of construction geometry or reference geometry I turn off in assembly mode, because sometimes if you leave all that stuff on, it becomes a nuisance to go through and find all the pieces and hide one at a time all the reference geometry that may be exposed. So if you go up to View, you'll see I don't have hide all types selected. I just have everything turned off. So what I can do is I can show axes in assembly space, and my axis shows up here. And the next thing I can do is go to View, Show Temporary Axes, and SolidWorks will detect any kind of cylindrical geometry and automatically associate a temporary axis to it. Springs are different because they are derived from a swept feature, which does not generally produce a temporary axis. But anyway, now we can go up to Mate and select the axis of our spring and the temporary axis of the cylindrical hole. And now they've become collinear or coincident. So we like that. I'm going to keep that one. And now I'm going to select the bottom face of the spring and the bottom face of the hole. And we like that. And that's all there is to it. You can go ahead and lock the rotation of the spring if that's critical to you. For most of the things I've ever needed springs for, it's generally not an issue. Then once you like the final result, you can go back in, you can turn off the axis of the spring, and then turn off temporary axes in View. And that's all there is to it. I can do a quick section view and show you guys what that looks like. And that's it. So I hope that was helpful. This one was kind of brief compared to my other tutorials, but it was very specific. If there's anything more you guys want me to elaborate on with this one, obviously I'll throw up another video. Just go ahead and throw your comments and suggestions down on the bottom of the video. And thanks, Mike, for the opportunity to do this tutorial for you. I hope it helped out. And as always, you know, all you guys feel free to email me or, like I said, throw up a comment on my page or on the video itself, and I generally respond within a week or so. I do get a lot of requests, and sometimes I can just work them out through email or Skype. But if you guys want me to make videos of it, I'd be more than happy to do so. Obviously, that helps other people out online, and I love doing it. So thanks for watching, and have a good one.